Hi, it's James, and this is one of those days that has been extremely long. It's right at midnight on May the 9th, and 2023, as you know. And it's been a very laborious day, but not one that was overwhelming because of any negative things. It's been overwhelming because the amount of thought and digestion that I've been doing over the last 4 or 5 months on certain topics has brought me to a place where I'm, I have like a bouquet of flowers that's bigger than me. I've plucked the beautiful things that are important to me to put them into my vase and to admire them and to think about them and to express them, but it's too much. And it's very hard because I don't want to be overwhelmed. I want to be clear because there are things that are so important to me right now in my life that they could easily crowd out other important things. See, priorities are often considered mutually exclusive, but I think some priorities are mutually inclusive. We can't have one without the other. And when it comes to the freedom of marginalized people, emotionally, logistically, culturally, socially, financially, etc., and especially spiritually, it's not something that we can ignore. Once it's let out of the bag, once it's out of the box, as we know of the story of Pandora, it doesn't go back. And to ignore it, to be quiet about certain things, it's just not possible for me. So I'm writing. I'm writing more than I've ever written before and written 6 articles in the last 24 hours. I've outlined several more. I've published 3 or 4. I'm going to publish something else tomorrow. And they're all over the place, but there is a theme. And the theme is that I believe we have more in common as human beings than we will ever have not in common. Let me put it clearer. Everyone says that the world is at its most divided place. I disagree. I think we have more in common if we would just pause for a moment, contemplate what's most important to us, and ask ourselves, what do we think is most important to those people around us? I think we'd find a common thread. Now, there are outliers. Yes, there are small groups of people that seem large because they're all together and they have an echo chamber that crowds out others. And yes, there are people like me who have been silent for way too long about a lot of things. So, what am I saying? I'm saying pay attention, listen. I do podcasts, I'm writing articles, I'm preparing to publish books. I'm even going to prepare and publish some of my music and poetry. Why? Because I think that what we need to do is express ourselves, stand on what we believe in, and bring others along in the conversation so that we can begin to make a difference in the world around us. And if you're interested in knowing more about what I think about that, what I think about life, what I think about the world around us, I mean, you can look at all my channels. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things that I've said on these channels that I no longer really hold to staunchly. And there's some errors that I'm sure I'll figure out as I go along. But you can sort of know what I'm about. But if you want to talk, I'm willing to listen. What's important to you? What do you cherish more than anything else in life? What do you hope for the future, for the next generation, and the generation after them? I'm interested in hearing, and I hope you can join in. Have a blessed night.